child on a prepaid calling system plan, part of your family plan or the Firefly Mobile Network is prepaid as well. So you control the usage. You don't let the child on a large cell phone. I do it myself. Maybe I need prepaid. But the notion there is, again, it's teaching children responsibility. It's a new, it's not necessarily a toy. The Firefly phones look like a toy, so it's bridging, starting to bridge that gap before you go buy a $300 iPhone for your child. So it's a good. And we have, we do research and parents are doing it. I see kids out in New York City. I see kids walking down the street, going to school, typing away on their iPhones, and these are 9-year-olds. So, but so the premise there is they're going to have the technology. It's the genie's out of the bottle, if you will. But it's just a matter of keeping your child safe and having that protection. So that's the general premise around the product.
Thanks. A good way for us to get started. I hope this is going to turn in more to a conversation than a question and answer format, because I think that everybody has a lot to add and perspectives that will help broaden the previous answers. And I'm thinking that the first thing and the most paramount thing that's at the top of my mind as a parent, and I think most parents, is how do we use these kinds of technologies to bring us closer to our kids? There's the stereotype of the kid walking down the street, texting away into the cell phone.
Then you can already have a conversation together. Our approach with TV has always been to, just like we're talking about the interactive content, put in those tiny learning moments that then cause conversations to happen among family members.
Mm-hmm.
The single devices that you can, if you think of the old Game Boy stuff where you just go away in the corner, and it's basically a way to isolate yourself from the rest of the family. Those devices like the Firefly, like the sites where you can create your family calendar, those are ways where even intergenerational games, I think the Wii is a great device because parents and kids can play together. Those kind of devices bring the family back together.
With what you're working on at PBS, there seems to be a real interaction between parents and kids with the products that you're creating, the subscription service. How exactly does that work?
So the way that works is, so the first premise is we want parents to have insight into what their child's doing, so they can see what they're playing, and they see the play history, they see what kinds of skills they're learning, then they can understand what they did. So there are all kinds of information resources. Every single game, every single skill area goes into detail about what the child's learning, what stage of development they're at, what kinds of things they should know at that stage, and then some offline things that parents can do together with their child to enhance that particular skill. So it really is designed to bring the parent in, obviously to the extent that parents want to be brought in, because they don't always want to be brought in. And if they want to use it, unfortunately, they want to use it as a babysitter device. We have safety features. It runs full screen. There's a time that parents can set. So I think any devices that have safety features built in that's good. I was struck when I actually went by earlier to listen to your Bud's booth. One of the things that always been talked about with internet or computer safety or any IP-enabled device has always been, pedophiles are going to have access to your kids, don't give you your name, your address. Well, we know that's not the real danger. The real danger is physical. If you are staring at a screen, whether it's a big screen or a small screen, for more than 15 minutes at a time, at the youngest ages, or as adults even more than 20 minutes at a time, without taking a break, you're putting yourself at risk. We didn't really think through the earbud part, but obviously that's a huge risk. Also, especially with the little kids, we talked a lot about teens earlier today, but the youngest kids are sitting on chairs that were made for adults. Their feet can't reach the floor, so they're putting pressure on the back of their spine. Because their feet are driving their spines down. So these are things that, we have devices built for that kind of safety.
It's interesting because it makes me think that one of the important challenges that faces parents is this idea of managing the flow of technology into the house. How much is enough? How much is not enough? What's too little? What's too late? And I'm thinking, Joe, maybe you can address that from the point of view just sound technology as a starting point?
Well, yes, I think that clearly parents have to get wiser about what is coming into their home and what is involved with respect to sound. We were the first organization to poll the nation a couple of years ago about what was then the current technology. And what we got back from parents was that they were totally frustrated with their ability to control the devices that we were concerned about because they're so portable. Many of the answers were along the lines of, well, kids are out of our sight for so many hours a day. These devices are getting smaller and smaller. There's absolutely no way that I can police this. So what do you do?